Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another wondrous Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane. We were having ourselves a little 1v1 right here in Smorsky. Winter, yes, it's the winter time. Everything is cold, the water is frozen. Over.
We've done it!
We shall be watching Schrifoska. I'll just call him Heinz because I have a chance of actually pronouncing that. Heinz here fighting for Germany, Deutschland. And the Kampfgruppe Heinz. Ah, yes. Typical of German Kampfgruppe, by the way, to be named after their commanding officers. Versus Complexity, fighting for the Soviet Union. And the 10th Mechanized Corps, conscripts are there. Doctrines are Spearhead, Jägerinfanterie, und Assault Support versus Complexity's click. He's actually gone straight on for armor assault right away, a bit rarer to see. Starts out immediately with radio intercept, giving a bit of a intelligence advantage over his opponent. And otherwise he'll have plenty of armor. And I'll have plenty of hiccups, it seems. But Grenadiers, Pioneers, MG42 here for Heinz. Moving out there with the heavy MG42 of its tripod mount. I believe it's called a Lafette mount or something like that. One of two mounts, by the way, for the MG42. There was also another one which was sort of meant for anti-aircraft usage, which allowed to sort of aim more upwards. It's a little fun fact there. Grenadiers moving out, heading west, and we're seeing here Complexities rush straight for the viewpoint. Boldly, aggressively, for the Soviet Union! And otherwise focuses all efforts on the right-hand side with another small force heading westwards, maybe. Crossing the ice with the Schweras MG42. Complexity making a straight run here for the point right next to Heinz base here. Lightly going for a bit of harassment there. And looks like he's heading straight for the viewpoint here as well. Interesting enough, setting up the MG42 to provide cover fire. In the middle of the ice. Conscripts moving in. A bit of the problem here is though is it can't quite fully cover things up. It would have been better to probably set off a bit closer so you can actually sort of provide a proper coverage, because right now of course the conscripts end up here and for that matter inside the house quite easily, and the MG42 can't do Scheiße. So there's a few problems there initially for sort of Heinz's setup, but we are seeing conscripts spreading out slowly. And there we go, come straight in, but of course now we've got that engineer squad ready to flank. Pioneers are moving in to provide cover support alongside the support gunners. Most in the guns firing there while the MG42 just tears into the conscripts there with its incredibly high rate of fire. Meanwhile, Pioneers with support from the MG gun corps taking into the communists. There we go. Meanwhile, another engagement up here in the center between the conscripts and some Grenadiers. Quick Molotov there. Doesn't end up doing so much, except perhaps warm someone's backside and burn some bushes. In fact, this engagement is rather looking in the favour of the Germans right here. The conscripts are quickly suffering losses. Conscripts charging in there, they're going to score up. Managing to catch the MG42 right there, a bit off guard. Conscripts pushed away with only one loss to the Germans. That's definitely beneficial, and the conscripts are suffering a bit, so they're going to lose here. A bit too focused here, but at the same time, you might be able to get the MG42, which would definitely be nice, but at the same time, he's very much risking losing that conscript. At the same time, an additional engagement up here. Overall, the one-on-one engagement so far, in fact, not working out for Complexity. Every single engagement between Grenadiers and conscripts so far has resulted in a glorious victory for Deutschland. Mostly. Glorious. Although right here, of course, following up with fresh forces on top of the already depleted forces right there. Grenadiers now coming in under pressure. In fact, suffering a bit. One squad here hit with a Molotov. Finally forced to retreat. But up here in the north, Complexity is forced to fall back. We also need munitions now for a Leicht's machine gewehr for Heinz, if he so desires. Taking up as well here, we're noting 3 Grenadiers, 2 MG42s. 2 schweren Maschinengewehr. Both players holding a nice chunk of their respective maps. So far, no sign of a doctrine here from Heinz.
Production upgrade accomplished.
And usually a Kampfgruppe could sort of be, many different things, a more ad hoc formation, but there was also certain Kampfgruppen which were usually formed out of division, sort of for different tasks, but usually, there'd be certain groupings that would always happen. They're mechanized in half-tracks with certain parts of the Panzer elements, for example. Reconnaissance elements would be paired up with another part of the Panzer Division's elements, usually the tank hunter part. And for example, the larger infantry battalions in trucks, for example, then be paired up with a smaller Panzer unit and then some artillery and such. So there are some things there that sort of, you know, end up usually being paired together there. Though, of course, depending on the situation, there might be some different changes there. But little fun facts, MG42's here covering up here. Interesting way he's actually setting it up. Also, one problem though, I mean, despite winning all the engagement, he's having a bit of trouble getting to what really matters in certain regards, is the fuel, which is rather in the hands of the Soviet Union at the moment. Also, no engagement they lost. And looks like we are in fact seeing a move here for the Flammenpanzerwagen. Rather common these days, the Flammenpanzerwagen. And Complexity might be in a slight bit of trouble here with it.
Machine gun squad.
Grenadiers reporting.
Also explains why he hasn't gotten the MG42s, but then again a pair of 2 MG42s in the Grenadiers could actually provide him with ample firepower against Complexity as well. The only difference is, of course, the Flammenpanzerwagen is much more effective at clearing out certain troops like shock troopers, but also troops inside buildings. But even then, a pair of light machine guns on the Grenadier squad properly handled can actually tear a shock trooper squad apart as well.
MG element ready.
Something to keep in mind. Conscripts rushing down the centre here on the ice. Small Grenadier squad here might want to pull that back. Of course, the half-track also serves the purpose, of course, of reinforcing from the front line. So there is that as well. And I imagine that's what he's actually also getting it for. Since pretty much the current MGs on it are not really working as anything useful. Hopefully that might change. Well, there we go. Flame protectors on the Flammenpanzerwagen. Now going before to find support, catching the conscripts. Flammenpanzerwagen going to rush in and burn up some Russians. Troops here hanging about. Conscripts were flanking from the north. Looks like they're going to see the fact web forced away as predicted.
Contact.
One conscript washed away. All the poor bodies. Lights on fire. And taking up position in the church right in front of the Flammenpanzerwagen. That was perhaps not the wisest of Soviet military decisions, although big anti-tank grenade does the trick. But even then, you had to sort of question the logic. Quickly, Yuri! There's a flamethrower on the half-track out there! We must quickly get inside the building made of wood! As we all know, wood protects against fire! Boris, I think you got it the wrong way around! Yet! Nego trying to get back into the house again.
We're ready.
They're in a bit of trouble here. MG42 continues to fire away. For the glory of Deutschland. Meanwhile, country are doing a nice bit of work there on the flanks, going to force. Heinz here to pull back some troops, missing a field gun out.
Pioneers ready for anything.
Conscripts here not doing too well inside. Oh dear, he took the front door, not the back door. There's usually a little trick there again. You select the troops specifically and then you order them out there where you know there's a door, then they'll actually take that door. It's not quite as complex actually as it was in the first game. You actually sort of have to specifically order them to unload. But right here, and still, he chose poorly. He chose the front door. Right where all the Germans had aimed their guns. A bit cautious all of a sudden. Flammenpanzerwagen repaired. Fritz caught right in front of the church and the cemetery, ready to be interred. Northern part here secured rather nicely by Complexity.
We are ready for action.
Grenadier being sent in, and there we go. Jäger Infantry has been chosen. Jäger Infanterie. Doctrine.
Camouflage now available.
Ivan! And he shoots as bad as he smells!
Enemy forces are
Troops sneaking
securing
down
our
south.
territory.
Kansky's up north, coming in under fire here. Comes MG42. And going after the points there. And a really nice volley right there. Catches the MG42 right on. Kills most of the MG42 team, in fact. Nice use of the light artillery barrels right there from the field gun. Certainly caused Heinz a bit of a headache. At the same time, one Grenadier squad flanking in. Kansky's moving in to deal with that, although that leaves the field gun here exposed. We do see Complexity is quickly pulling it back. Grenadiers are being held back by Kansky squad up north. And got some conscripts right there, but at the same time we are seeing Heinz is moving in after the victory points there, so the lines are a bit of a flux right now. Things sort of back and forth. At the same time launching a assault up here north, and the Molotov forcing Grenadiers out of the cover, out into the open, where they will be easy targets. Also, a squad of Panzergrenadier have arrived here for the Kampfgruppe. Sturmgewehrs in hand. Conscript going to see if they can hit his forces in their flank. Conscript quickly suffering a few losses to the advancing Panzergrenadier. And looks like the Grenadier squad is actually cut down out here in the open. Clearly should have retreated theirs, but seems for some reason not to have done it. No upgrade so far, no use of his doctrine, which is actually a bit awkward. I mean, usually see people go for the Jaeger infantry package, but no such here from Heinz. And in fact, time to pop over to complexity. We're seeing a tank battalion come out, and we're seeing a straight move here for the T-70.
Ready for orders.
Taking fire!
And that thing is quickly rolling ahead,
Well done, comrades. The point is ours.
while the Panzergrenadier proceed to capture the point up here and retake it. A bit of a depleted assault here with the conscripts. Some of them are not looking too good, but it looks like complexity is actually pushing onwards nonetheless. Of course, with the T-70 run, he should be able to push through if so desires, and certainly force back his opponent a bit on the defensive.
Ready for orders.
Pack on the way. Also comfortable with headquarters upgrade. Next tier.
AT gun ready.
Field gun moving up. Might be seeing another barrage from complexity here.
We have now installed a field hospital at headquarters.
Oh, countries are getting absolutely shredded. We do see them getting up a Molotov, but still fire and MG42 fire. Never a good thing.
Supply sector under attack.
And there we go. Jaeger infantry package upgrade. Oh, T-70 got a bit too close here. Panther out into the rear. But the 45mm gun actually catches one grenadier and snuffs his life out.
Soldiers ready.
Interesting enough, there's been no mines, it seems, for complexity at the moment. Oh, never mind, just about to say that. He puts down some
Enemy
mines.
forces capturing supply sector.
Never mind that. Also used the self-repair ability there on the T-70. Almost got it fixed up. In fact, just needs a quick finishing touch.
Rifleman ready.
Objective secure.
Bit of resources floating here. Maybe he's aiming for the T-34 next.
Infantry shooting at us.
Panzer is now caught here by the T-70. Rolling in. Firing away. But Panzerabwehrkanone fires away from a nearby hidden position in the bush and gets off a nice hit there on the T-70.
Da, товарищ.
Light tank ready.
My ears are. MG fire!
And there we go, T-34 following up the things here. Attack in this country squad is still rather depleted, still not has been reinforced with anything. And anti-tank grenade hits in there. T-70 moving in. Field gun setting up. Needs to be a bit careful here. Then again, he might be able to pull something off. And the package is actually still expecting maneuvers right there. So the center is actually open here to the T-70 charging in. And could we be seeing here? Oh, he might get. There we go. Flame for a half tank is kaput. Sadly, not switch over to incendiary armor piercing rounds. Otherwise, the T-70 was down. But looks like he might be doing it now. A bit too late, unfortunately so. Definitely missed opportunity right there from Heinz. Oh, I think again this T-70 would have gone. Quite gone, in fact.
Fresh units on the field.
There we go, a few shots hit.
Contact with the enemy infantry.
Another Panzerfaust gets the engine. Another bout of repairs. Interesting enough, he utilizes once more the more expensive version, which also doesn't do as much repairs, rather than the cheaper one. Oh wait, you can't quite get it yet, so never mind then.
They are killing us.
Mind then.
Enemy contact.
Pack fires, it just barely misses.
Outfitted with 85mm guns.
There we go, self-repair, but also T-35s. So he's rather far off in terms of fuel to get there, so he'd need a fuel cap to sort of get there.
Fire lines have been cut.
And again, he's rather lacking in the fuel points at the moment. And there we go, T-70 finally went down. Another barrage right here. Nice hit there on the Panzerabwehr crew.
The enemy has unraged.
And a quick rifle hit there.
Arrived.
Snuffs up the life of a Soviet soldier. And actually we're seeing a move on to the 4th tier here. Ignoring support armor core, going straight for the heavy Panzer core here.
Has arrived.
Definitely some dreams of heavy armor there from Heinz.
Da, comrade.
Conscripts here.
Da.
And it looks like Complexity is now getting a mortar and a machine gun, adding in some support elements now. T-34 making a direct assault here. And of course the pack 40 a bit too close. The T-34 can actually get a reasonably close there. Now circling about. You can definitely see that. Panzer Kanone getting cleared out. No infantry to support it.
Heavy machine gun team prepared for combat.
At the same time, Panther is ward flanks in, gets the mortar crew right here, while Complexity is busy dealing with the pack 40. Sadly doesn't quite get it. Mortar crew barely escapes though.
They've opened up on us.
But the T-34 did not get the intended target, which was the pack crew. In fact, we'll see here Panzer fires flying straight into the Indian block of the T-34. Pack fires away here. Oh, very close to getting it, very close. Large infantry advance going across the ice here. Panzer is caught and forced to retreat by Complexity's counter-attack. While in the meanwhile we're seeing a reconnection here going on to the munitions, but still, fuel is still a massive problem of Complexity. And again, there's lots of fuel going in, which is definitely making this attempt at a heavy Panzer core much more feasible for Heinz.
Contact! Enemy machine gun!
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Another field gun barrage shoots a bit too far though. Grenadier suffers to the T-34. Looks like, oh, he could end up losing the pack crew here. He might have overextended himself. Very determined to get that T-34. Just barely misses. Oh dear, he's going to lose that. There we go. Heinz definitely overextended himself there more than was good. And ended up losing eventually to pack. And we might even see Complexity stealing it and letting it join the arsenal of Soviet weaponry.
Ready for orders.
Another T-70 adding in here for Complexity. Looks like he still wants some light armor action. They'll probably still want some armor, but doesn't quite have the fuel for something big. And again, that's due to the fact he hasn't been able to really contain and hold the fuel points. And considering the massive drop in resource here from Heinz, we should probably be expecting a Panther anytime soon.
Enemy contact.
Then he's charging it, getting that
AT gun
pack
here.
straight back there. Mortar crew moving up once more.
Enemy forces are capturing our
T-70 arriving from the other angle.
Panzer grenadiers standing by.
Panzer gun is arriving for Heinz. Maxim went down, Panther is charging straight in. There we go, the sounds of the mortar. Oh, he might be able to catch the pack right here with his T-70 light tank. Bad news there. Heinz is Panther Kanone, and there we go. Panther has arrived, the Panther come back in front.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
The centre of the comp group is currently falling apart here. T-34 moving in, stealing the field gun straight in front of Complexity, but looks like he might be in a bit of trouble. At the same time though, the T-70 is also likely to be in trouble here from the Panther. Although interesting enough, Heinz does not immediately pursue and knock it out, which might allow Complexity to actually get it out of there. Oh, will the Panther be able to catch up with it? Oh, misses. Despite having clearly better optics. There we go, T-70 out of control. Rather rare you have like an engagement like that, Panther versus T-70. And there we go, T-34 flanks the Panther, doesn't quite hit, still manages to do a slight bit of damage. And whilst they're stealing the pack, but we're seeing a lot of artillery barrels going in. And it by, oh, there we go, direct hits on the T-34. Abandoning it. Oh, the crew got forced out. Panther itself also takes a few hits there from the light infantry. Shoots more so just moving in. Panther fires here in the snow in the middle of everything, but needs to be careful. German infantry is finally around to reinforce. More anti-tank grenades going off, trying to, and there they go. MG sending up inside the building nearby, trying to perhaps cover them. There we go, recruiting the T-34. Beutepanzer bereit. With the Soviets stuck on top. MG42 needs to get out of there, or Maximum, actually. Maximum, not MG.
Taking fire!
There we go, getting out the back door, having though to kick some poor bastard out of the way. Mine's going up there, although a bit too much in front of the enemy, and there we go, veterans free from Grenadiers. Wiping that just before they managed to finish the march, but there we go, a T-34 in German service was not that uncommon.
Squad of pioneers has arrived.
What do you need?
In general, the maximum number of Soviet vehicles in German service never really overreached 300, or at least official numbers. Since some of them were a bit keen on not having to hand them over, they usually kept the fact that they might have scavenged a Soviet tank or vehicle to themselves.
34 ready for combat.
We have
Sector is at least.
Conscript running straight into a rather veteran and well-armed German force in the centre. Panther Grenadiers towering through the conscripts. Heavy loss in figure. We do see the Panther Grenadiers force away, but still got the Grenadiers and the MG42 veteran T2. First T-34 arrives. Both tanks are in need of dire repairs. In fact, there's only 2 Pioneer squads to handle that much armour. That should keep them out of the fight for some time, in particular since here he makes a bit of a mistake and actually splits up the Pioneers. In particular, the Panther will suffer from that. So that's actually a poor tactical decision right there from Heinz. And that could definitely give Complexity the time he needs to sort of get back in the fight with his own tanks, because again, that basically is going to be several minutes where these tanks are not able to do anything. MG42 is here covering the village in a more staggered formation. Intending the army is doing light damage to the T-34. Still got close air support unlocked.
Standing by!
The Kanonenvogel. Most of the victory points, in fact, on the hands of Complexity in the 10th Mechanized Corps. More conscripts getting ready. Another field gun out. Might lose the MG42, but looks like it escapes semi-successfully. And we've still got Complexity's mortar here providing fire support.
Panzer here.
Still a bit more time before the tanks are done.
Reinforcements complete.
Ready for orders.
But they are almost there.
Squad of pioneers has
And there we go,
arrived.
3
Enemy
Pioneers
forces
arriving.
are securing our territory.
That is better.
It's done.
Contact! Soviets! What do you need?
Panzer is running into trouble. And then we got the T-34 swiftly advances. In nice Weite Panzer. Opening up then the other T-34. And comes under fire there from the field gun, needs to pull back. No point in wasting a free tank like that anyways. And looks like the Panther's ready, but now the T-34 once more needs repairs, so that didn't really last long. Hopefully the Panther will have a slightly longer living time than that, before it needs repairs than that. 2 T-34s up for Complexity. Looks like he's not aiming, at least not for now, for the T-35s. He could consider a fuel cache right there, but... And of course his opponent could also consider fuel cache if he so wanted. Infantry going to support here with the 2 T-34s. Advancing, firing away. And go wiping out half the unit. But anti-damage on 1 T-34. That's slightly bad news here for Complexity. Panther moves in. No, actually pulls back. Looks like he's a bit worried about what Complexity might have up his sleeve. Field gun setting up. Making a move there for Complexity's field gun, but takes a hit. Might want to pull that T-34 and get it repaired. Panther moving up. Close to getting the field gun crew. Very close. Other T-34 moving in. He's actually going straight in. Definitely a bit of a wasted T-34 right there by Heinz. MG40 setting up. Catching a lot of counters right there. Quickly suppressing them, doing a bit of extra damage. Field gun setting up. Panzer gunners need to clear that out and allow the Panther to move and deal with the remaining T-34s. Ultra half-track has arrived. The M5 half-track. And time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is slightly advantageous of the Germans, although they did lose a bit here. In particular, that T-34 was a bit wasted. On the other hand, they still got the Panther. In fact, they've got a veteran, one Panther, and one Soviet tank is a bit of trouble here. It's actually self-repairing, and note that I think it's currently bugged. You can have a bit of trouble actually stopping it from doing it again. And another one, field guns just got cleared out, so in that regard, he's having a bit of trouble actually dealing with that Panther right now, which is definitely quite unfortunate. But at the same time, though, his luck seems to be that Heinz isn't pushing it as aggressively as he could. For Heinz at the moment, he definitely needs something a bit more. He could consider actually getting up a Panzerwerfer to provide some artillery support for his forces. A Sturmpanzer IV could be an interesting choice to help deal with all of Complexity's infantry, though. I don't think a second Panther right now would be much of a helpful choice. He should rather focus on clearing out support weapons and infantry in that regard. I mean, the Panzerwerfer or the Sturmpanzer IV would be much better choices. Another thing you could consider is actually setting up a munitions cache or two and actually begin saving up for more light artillery barrages, but also for some Stuka close air support to help in some cases with enemy armor if Complexity actually calls in larger forces of them. At the same time, he might want to consider setting up some MD-42s in ambush mode. I mean, it does give him troops for once a few seconds there, increased damage burst, which actually allows him to do a lot of damage if well handled, and certainly his infantry might also benefit. He's in fact lost all grenadiers. That's problematic. In fact, he might want to consider getting some more replacement infantry. Rather schnell. For Complexity, the infantry situation is more stable. On the other hand, again, it's a bit the problem with all the tanks. He's got a Pack 40, though, well utilised, it can actually do a lot of damage, in particular with veterans on it. So that's definitely something, and I definitely think you should actually consider setting up a fuel cache, maybe two, though, again. That is always a bit of a matter of opinion. Some prefer using the manpower or something else, but I think a single fuel cache could help him a bit more towards getting either a pair of T-3045s or an IS-2. Almost the same price, just slightly more manpower towards the IS-2. Either of those could actually, though, provide a bit of a threat here to the Panthers and the other infantry that Heinz has got on the field currently. You might also want to sort of try and make some moves towards here and sort of further harass and perhaps force Heinz to draw up some forces from here, which is currently where he's focusing most of his efforts, since the left flank is currently where Complexity is pressuring the most. An additional field gun might also prove helpful, but back to Heinz and back to the front. Also, damage-wise, Heinz is so far leading both damage quite a bit and kills. So Complexity actually needs to sort of somehow pull back. T-34 about to go down. Very close. One more hit and that's likely going to be it, and that Panther's actually quite close to veteran too. Wow, that T-34 is still there, and of course still repairing. Oh, there we go, finally down. Oh dear, that T-34 is moving in, that's going to veteran T2, veteran T2. There we go, blitzkrieging away, he's actually probably worried about it, but there we go, veteran T2. Better turret rotation and increased armor. That T-34 is definitely in trouble. And then blitzing straight into infantry, crushing it, getting behind the pack as well. The situation is dangerous with an exposed rear and a damaged engine. Field gun recruit as well, lots of anti-tank weapons being turned here, but at the same time it's clumped up. Light infantry should could provide him with the necessary artillery support to knock it out, and there we go. A quick barrel's right there. Can Complexity pull back? Oh! No, pack destroyed, field gun crew dead. Panther survivors all, T-34 needs to get out of there. And we are in fact seeing a Sturmpanzer IV on the way.
Sturmpanzer ready.
Another T-34 crashing through the trees here. MD-42 in a bit of trouble, altering an MD Maxim there to be utilised. And there we go, the Sturmpanzer IV.
Standing by.
Heavy Panzer, standing by.
Watch the flanks.
And the MD-42 here firing away quite nicely against the mortar too, but we are seeing the half-tech moving up with its quad AA mount. Nice anti-tank grenade there, actually damaging the engine. The Sturmpanzer IV holding a bit back.
Artillery awaits your orders.
He could consider some incendiary arms using use it against the half-track right there. In the meanwhile, Panther holds off another T-34, getting rather close here to Veteran T3 as well. That's definitely quite the Panther. Definitely quite the Panther.
Like this? HMG!
And we are in fact seeing incendiary arm fishing rounds up here, but at the same time it's suppressed, so it can't really do as much. Units that are suppressed actually suffers a bit of a damage decrease. Oh, mortar runs right there, murdering most of the pioneers around. He actually should consider just pulling back the Panther to the front lines. Or back from the front lines and actually repairing it. And there goes John Panther for advancing. Heavy infantry loss all of a sudden actually to Heinz here. It's a bit unfortunate. Suffering losses left and right. And then before just been secured. There we go. John Panther up. Panther opening up the T-34. That needs to get out of there. Comrades. And that T-34. Oh, wrong time complexity. There we go. That was a bit unfortunate. A bit of a waste. Half track might be next. There we go. One hell of a hit there for the modern 50mm gun. Complexity's forces are quite exposed. Mortar taking fire. First shot though failed to really make an impression. Second shot though left much more of one on the Soviet mortar crew and also likely left them deaf. And deaf. There we go. Mortar crew down. T-34 moving in. Panther repaired. Trying to flank. Panther, that's nice. And actually ramming the rear. And that's definitely going to force them to have to pull back the Panther. A desperate maneuver again. Choosing to ram the rear is definitely the better choice. So nicely done there by Complexity. Actually managed to set out eventually two Panther out of the fight. MGs though continue to fire here. The crew heroically fighting within what is currently pretty much a bunker. He should though decide to actually pull it back though. It's not really good to be that close. And there we go, field gun moving up. Storm Panther 4 slowly turning. And there we go, wipes out 1/3 of the crew. With high explosives, yeah. Veterans won there, Pioneers got wiped out. Field gun crew not looking too good, and we're seeing heavy infantry now in Heinz's forces. That is definitely not good. Also the T-34 self-repaired. Panther's not pulling back. Panther taking up position inside the house. Storm Panther 4 slowly turning. Panther pulling out. Veterans in flee for another counter squad. Storm Panther 4 likely to go down here though. Bit of unfortunate case, and there we go. Veteran to increasing the damage and the rate of fire here of the T-34. Veterans you won. And dead. Definitely not unfortunate here. We're seeing a second Panther on the way. But again, the infantry losses are really staggering. He should have had more, and looks like Complexity is saving up for something big at the moment, but he's lacking the fuel. Again, a fuel cache could have been an idea, but over to Complexity once more. For the glory of the Soviet Union, half-track here also receiving repairs. This Panther here, though, could become a beast. But now he's currently rather depleted in Pioneers. He needs to quickly get repaired and join the fight once more. In the meanwhile, a fresh Panther has arrived to support the Kampfgruppe.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
While the Panzer gun needs to do all the dirty work up in the centre of the village. Clearing out support weapons left and right. Hard-track though quickly moving in. You might be seeing Complexity lose several field including. There we go. Centre's open. Panther moves in. More T-34 on the way. These Panzer guns are not looking too good either. Fresh Pioneers arriving. Yeah. Getting very close to something. Whatever it is he chooses. Decide to actually wreck the field guns rather than try to either hunt down the Panthers or something else. I think that might be a bit of a wrong choice. I think you should be trying to actually recruit these and use them to support the fatherland alongside more infantry. One field gun wrecked.
Yes, comrade.
Field guns on the way for complexity to replace the ones lost. And about 1 more minute, he can either get a pair of T-3045s or an IS-2. And now the Panther is in fact effective once more. And once that thing hits veterans, you feel that he's definitely going to be quite the menace, quite the threat. A true hero of Germany.
Enemy squad attacking!
MD-42 in explosive position. There we go, light artillery barrage in. Straight on the position of complexity as he mounts an assault on the village. Quickly suffering losses. Half track down, crashing into a tree. That's definitely going to hurt a bit. And veteran defeat for the MD-42 right there, making it that much more lethal. Nice use there of the light Infanterie. Geschützbarrage.
Yes, comrade.
And setting up an MD-42 right on the flank here of Heinz. Panther's advancing. T-34 taking direct fire here. Panther moves in. But there we go, IS-2 or T-3045s. And there we go, and IS-2 has been chosen right here by complexity. Now controlling both fuel points, he can definitely get more armor out, and he's definitely going to have an easier chance at heavy armor. So there we go, the Josef Stalin 2 with 122mm gun.
We're under attack! We're under attack!
Panther's firing away, field gun sending up, T-34 moving in as well. Pioneers, they're not surviving. And pintle mounted Dushka going up.
They've opened up on us!
Ooh, driving out on the ice! Ooh, careful complexity!
We are as ready as we can be!
That's dangerous. That could easily become victory for Germany right there if he catches you on that ice. Panther's pulling back bits, more pioneers on the way. I don't think he should be leading with the T-34 veteran. He's too trying to ram the Panther. Only shots though from the front. That's definitely not going to have much success. And that Panther's close to veteran free. There we go, veteran free, increasing rate of fire and the speed, making it that more lethal. Soon can move much more easily and of course fire faster. Conscripts charging after the more less veteran Panther. Probably shouldn't have been splitting up like that. Field gun firing. There you go, flanking in. Panzerwerfer on the way. Don't stop up in front of the field gun. Don't stop up. Panther down. Panther down. Pull out the other Panther. Get it out of there, Heinz. There you go, blitzkrieging, but engine damage. Heavy damage, in fact. He might end up losing it. That was definitely a mistake there. That could easily result in the loss of a veteran defeat. Panther come back. Oh dear. That was definitely not well handled. The Panther going to do this here, by the way. Close to veteran defeat. Oh! Bloody hell! Bloody hell! One bundle grenade took out 2 conscript squads taking cover behind the side of a building. My gosh! That has to be the most impressive bundle grenade I've ever seen yet.
Supply sector under attack.
That was just a massacre. Oh, we might lose the Panzer Grenadiers. What a shame. Well, that was definitely a wasted veterancy fleet Panther right there.
Contact with the enemy!
Rather a shame, rather a shame.
Anti-tank gun has arrived.
This ground
For the people!
Now he's rather depleted, got very little infantry left. Again, he should have had more when he had the chance. Now he's got a Panzerwerfer pack, and his opponent's got a IS-2 close to veterancy one. But at the same time, I mean, that one bundle grenade here, catching all that conscript sort of clumped up. Or if you want to say bundle up, rather
More units are here.
help equalise things in some regards.
Engineers ready for a
Panzerwerfer almost wipes out another squad. Half-track quickly moves forward to reinforce the frontline situation. And whatever could he be aiming for? More grenadiers this time around.
You have orders?
You have orders?
Heavy tank here.
IS-2 repairing at a decent pace.
You appear suited for command.
And the Germans are quickly losing victory points with an MG-42 set up to cover here quite nicely, one might add.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Panther is here getting shredded by the MG-42 as they try to cross the ice.
IS-2.
Not entirely sure this is a good pack position, by the way. Rather exposed in many regards. There we go, Pioneers moving ahead. And straight into the IS-2's line of fire. Getting shredded, murdered, shot at. Pack firing away then, that pack needs to pull back, Grenadiers moving up. Shooting at the half-track, bad idea, Molotov as well. No sign of the Panzerwerfer. And there we go, pack wrecked. And the IS-2 basically was built for breaking through enemy strong points, blowing up every point of opposition. That was really the main reason it had such a big and slow firing gun. The sort of dealing with tanks for secondary was alright at it, but really its primary purpose was blowing up strong points, enemy opposition basically, and again, you know, just opening up a way. Otherwise they actually had much better candidates in terms of guns, but again, the Soviets valued high explosive firepower over everything else when it came to their heavy tanks.
50 points remaining.
Otherwise they could have gone for the exact same gun as was utilised on the Su-100, which was actually quite excellent for that purpose.
Standing by.
So, little fun fact there, little fun fact. By this stage, it doesn't really look like there's an awful lot here left for Heinz to do. All complexity is pretty much secured as much equipment from his opponent. He's got more MG-42 than the Germans. Another Panther barrage. Doing some damage, blowing up some houses. Following up with a light artillery barrage, interestingly enough. On the IS-2 of all things as well. Not what you expected, also not very effective.
You have orders? They've opened up on us!
Grenadiers flanking in.
Standing by.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
But there we go, MG-42. He should have dealt with that first before trying to go for the point. Of course, the heavy snow here, or thick snow, actually helps, since it actually makes it hard to move for the Grenadiers. Of course, allows the MG-42 more time to set up.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
But apparently Heinz feels still confident in victory. He could be aiming at another Panther. A close-up Panzerwerfer barrage. But at the same time, much too close to the front line. Veterans won, but pull back, pull back! Rückzug!
We are down to 25 points.
Just because the name says Panzer does it not mean it is a Panzer. Rushing here for the victory points, trying to buy himself more time, and it's not really working.
An infantry squad has been killed.
There we go, a third Panther on the way, just going to speed this up, since, well, there's not really much else he's got left at the moment. Just blasting away with limited success.
The sector has been cut off.
Grenadiers managed to avoid being sunk to a watery grave. Panzerwerfer actually succeeds in damaging the engine. Panther moves up.
MG-42 turret is ready.
Grenadiers getting blasted.
We are losing. We have 10 points remaining.
Not looking good here, in fact, quite the opposite. Points are taken down, trying to do here. Church falls together in one vicious barrage. Panther is getting caught by all kinds of fire. Another T-34 arrives here for complexity. And this looks pretty much GG. And there we go. Game over. A loss for the Reich, a loss for the Kampfgruppe. Order to retake the village. Instead, the Soviets managed to hold out against this vicious German storm, and he's rather, looked at several times close to actually winning here, but in the end, despite, doing a lot of damage, doing a lot of kills, I mean, things in some regards, failed. I mean, he was a bit too reliant on the Panthers in some regards, He had a bit of a slight tendency of splitting it up, and that's also exposing the rear in particular. That veteran 3 Panthers suffered from, he drove it up here, exposed his rear to the field gun. That's a really bad idea, and of course got it wiped out. I mean, the Panther has good armor, but on the other hand, it's not really as durable as, say, a Tiger tank. In that regard, it can't really resist that much more damage than, say, a Panzer IV. It can take a shot or more, but again, ultimately, if a field gun is firing at the rear, it's going to go down. And then join in with, say, an IS-2, and again, things are definitely not going to be improving. So those were definitely some of the problems that were hurting Heinz, and again, that veteran 3 Panther really was the point where he sort of really lost the game. Up till then, he could sort of make up for the fact he, had a bit of problem keeping up with the infantry count. But, without that, there was really nothing to really help him out. And again, the IS-2 was simply too, secure in its position, and really couldn't be budged off. Good use of half-text, by the way, to sort of keep his frontline formation secure. Good use of field guns. Overall, a few more mines could have been appreciated. I mean, nice play by both sides, but again, some problems with the Panthers ultimately hurt Heinz here, and ultimately secured complexity victory through some better use of tanks. Also some nice use of ramming here, not just mindlessly ramming, which some players do, but actually choosing the right point. Oh, the Panthers rear is exposed to my T-35 arriving. Well, hello there. And then sorting out that way. Also good harassment overall, keeping the victory points firmly in his side, despite, bleeding out in some regards. I mean, overall, Heinz ended up being rather outplayed here. So, hopefully you enjoyed this, hopefully you got some ideas, hopefully you understood some of the things about the Panthers, the T-34, the IS-2, got some better understanding on how to utilize them in a brutal fight yourselves. And, enjoyed it as well. I mean, that's great as well. And if you did want to subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If you didn't, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but, sending you on replays. Provide me with some details about the game, who you are in the game, and if you're actually playing Ultimate, also leaderboard position. You can find out about that either on the Company News front page, there's a link sort of a bit down, or head over to companynews2.org. You can also find your way there to the leaderboards there, and sort of find out where your position are, and then let me know, as that also helps me sort of spot out things. Anyways, this is Imperial Dane saying cheers.